Hey film nuts, how's it going? Back with another video. Today we're going to be doing a review on Space Jam. Now, there's not a lot of reviews about this movie. Really don't know why. But I came to a conclusion. I was like, hey, I want to do this movie. Obviously it's starring Michael Jordan. He was a big superstar, going into the NBA, going to the MLB, stuff like that. So, Warner Brothers saw him, as this big contender, as this big, like I said, a big star, and they called him up, like, hey, we're making this movie, but it's gonna be about you. It's gonna be about you and how this wacky plot. I'm gonna get to that later. And they're like, "Hey, do you want to come on board?" And I'm pretty sure he was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Like I said, it stars Michael Jordan. It's brought to you by Warner Brothers Animation, and they didn't have that animation like certainly down when it was back in the time. They did make a lot of Looney Tunes and a lot of and animation shorts and stuff like that. So they were they were right in their lane. We got Charles Barkley, we got Danny DeVito, we got Bill Murray. There's a lot of people on this roster as a casting crew that I really, really did enjoy watching, their performances and stuff like that. But I just felt like it was just, just a little bit shorthanded and didn't really, compromise of what the message was about the movie. So we're gonna deep dive. We're gonna get, we're gonna go into it. Obviously, it stars, Bugs Bunny, the Looney Tunes. So, like I said, Michael Jordan was such a big star back in the back in the day at at that time, and Warner Brothers was like, we have a big brand, we have the the Looney Tunes underneath our belt, and I can't remember when it when it started to get actually popular, and I never had these. I want to say one of my family members did at least one shirt. It was the Looney Tunes hip hop shirts. When Bugs Bunny used to have, the cap on the side, baggy pants, and stuff like that. That was very, very popular back in the day. And Warner Brothers saw an opportunity to make a movie about it, about Michael Jordan and about Looney Tunes. Um, and like it's like I said at the at the beginning, they really didn't have anything. The way that things come together, my gosh, it was wacky. It was wacky, wacky, wacky. Like the way that the way that his career went, and then obviously like I said, many people have seen this movie, but the way that he goes deep dive, into the ground of the earth and finds this Looney Tune realm. It was bizarre. It was bizarre. Even for watching it when I was a kid, even 15, 20 years later, I'm just like, like what were they thinking? Like, the writers and the, execs, the director, obviously, in my opinion, wasn't in his right state of mind to direct this movie, but we'll get past that. The plot of this movie is just it's all over the place. It's all over the place. They have these aliens that come down to Earth, and they want to keep the Looney Tunes keep on as, to be comedians for the rest of their lives, or for the rest of eternity. That right there is just wacky in itself. Like I said, it's wacky. Um and there has to be like a lot of contradiction, the way that they have the storyline not really telling a story. It's not really, like, in my opinion, it's not really a story. It's just like I said, it's all over the place. They they have these, they have these aliens, if you will, come down to Earth, and they want the Looney Tunes to to be comedians for the rest of their lives. But in the midst of that, they meet Michael Jordan, as we all know, one of the best basketball players of all time. Um, and then I've noticed this a lot in this movie when I was reviewing or when I was watching it the other day. There's a lot of product placement. I don't know if anybody remembers that commercial that Michael Jordan did when when the Big Mac from McDonald's was like huge. I don't remember. I mean, I'm sorry, sir. I don't. I don't know if a lot of people remembered, but there's a lot of product placement in this movie, and it has to do with the Big Mac. I get it. He was in the commercial, but we don't need to be reminded, like in almost every single scene, that he wants a Big Mac. When he gets home from his game, when he's playing baseball, he's asking, what are you cooking? And his wife comes up and he's like, maybe I overlooked it, but it like there there was a Big Mac box on the table, you know. And then when he's on the MLB, when he's playing baseball, he's in his hotel room or the motel room, and then there's McDonald's with the Big Mac. There's a lot of product placement in this movie, and I really don't. Me personally, I don't like product placement in any type of movie when you go a little bit too overboard, and they try to oversell it because it's a product, it's a brand, and it's a title. I get it, I really really do. But that's my biggest downfall about that movie. Um, some of the people that I actually watch on YouTube like daily, I watch these guys daily, and one of the producers, I'm so sorry, one of the animated producers and one of the animated creators for Space Jam, his name is Corey Coleman. Corey Coleman, if you watch this video, you are, you know, you are here up to me. You have the best business in the game, and it's part of the main reason why I'm doing this myself. He really got me inspired to make videos, to make review videos, and to really actually like and love movies. Um, like I said, he was an animated director, an animated writer for Space Jam, and like I said, he's one of the best, one of the best. So I had to get a big shout out to him. And then we get to the iconic soundtrack, starring R. Kelly. I Believe I Can Fly. That was one of the best songs growing up. Obviously, even before and after watching this movie, I always, just played it over and over and over and over. So that's a good thing right there. The plot, like I said at the beginning of the review, it's wacky. It's very wacky. It's not, and a lot of people are going to be mad about this, but there is no plot. There is no plot. There is no story. Like I said, I don't know what the writers and what the director was thinking when he thought he can, with the way that they thought they can bring a real life human like Michael Jordan into a Looney Tunes 3D, 4D dimensional, aspect of the movie. Obviously, growing up watching the Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny always does, the fourth wall break. And he does a lot in this movie, a lot. Even when he doesn't even when he doesn't understand it, or when he doesn't get it, and when he doesn't get the jokes, whatnot, you see him look at the camera or look at you while you're watching the movie, and you're like, why is he looking at me like that? Um, there's a lot of fourth wall breaking that it kind of took me out of the movie, watching it as a kid, and today now, it just doesn't have that camaraderie that everyone thinks that it does. I get it. People love this movie. It's a nostalgia type of movie, and I would never take that away from anybody, or say my opinion trumps over yours or anything like that. But like I said, there's no story here. At the beginning of my review, I mentioned that these aliens come down and they want to keep the Looney Tunes gang inside of their own submissive type of reality where they think that they can have, the Looney Tunes be comedians, for the rest of eternity. The head, I don't even know what to call him. I really don't know what to call him. He's, the head honcho of the alien group, played by Danny DeVito, obviously. And you're just like, we need more attractions, we need more people on the rides and stuff like that. It's very wacky. It's very wacky, like I said. Um, there is no plot. Like I said, there is no plot. And if anybody can point that out, I would love that. But there is no plot to this movie. It's very condescending because you have these these four-dimensional, three-dimensional beings inside of a realm of that doesn't really exist. You got Michael Jordan inside Looney Tunes town, and it's wacky. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why he's there. The movie wants to think that it makes sense, but honestly, it doesn't make sense of why Michael Jordan has to play this basketball game to make sure that the Looney Tunes don't become prisoners for all eternity. Um, and there is a lot of stock footage. Oh my goodness, there is a lot of stock footage. The way that Michael Jordan is delivering his lines, man, I wish that he got, just some. I'm not the best either, but that guy did not emote. He did not emote to his character. He did, like, it just seemed like, he wasn't present. It just seemed like, what he was delivering his lines, it didn't like he didn't feel it. And when you watch it, when you watch it today, you're just like, man, like, crack a smile, you know what I mean, or something like that. Even when he gets to Looney Tune Town, he's just like, you're Bugs Bunny, just no emotion, nothing. No, he didn't emote, and that's one of the biggest things that took me out of the movie. Is that you have this big superstar like Michael Jordan, and you want him to be good. You want him to be, charismatic, and you want him to have these not just one-liners or anything like that. You want him to have good dialogue. But the way that they wrote him, like I said, didn't emote. He was just flat. He was one dimensional. He didn't give off that spunk that I thought. Obviously when I was a kid, I was like, oh, no. It's Looney Tunes, Michael Jordan. They're big time. Big stars. Bugs Bunny. But watching it today, it's just like, he didn't have that acting skill, obviously, and I'm not gonna hold that against him or anything like that. But I just wish that he just had a little bit more time of coaching, of, acting, being on camera, and having that stock footage where obviously it's nothing but green screen and it's, computer animated, and that's what I mean by, that stock footage. It's not good. It's not good. You can clearly see him just, picking up certain things that are animated, and you can clearly see that he's not very enthused. He's not enthusiastic about it. He's not happy about it or anything like that. So that really took me out of the movie. The people that worked on this movie, I want to know what they were drinking or what they were smoking. Oh my gosh, like I said, it is very wacky. It's wacky. It's over the top of it. In my opinion, it is over the top. The way that they have Michael Jordan interacting with these characters, like I said, he didn't emote, but the way that he was interacting with them, it didn't make sense. It does not make sense of why he was there playing for that basketball game, and not trying to have the Looney Tunes character be imprisoned for all eternity. Um, it's one of those things that as a kid, I just wanted to come out and say, like what were they thinking? What were they thinking? But overall, I would have to give this movie a rental. You know, that, like I said, the nostalgia is there because it is Michael Jordan, it is the Looney Tunes, but that doesn't really necessarily mean that it is a good movie. It might be a good movie to some people because of the nostalgia, and I get it, you know, I really, really do. But when I rewatch it, you know, 15, 20 years later from when I was a kid, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. So it's a flat out rental for me. It's not an enthusiastic rental. It's not, you know, a happy rental. It's just a rental. It's just you know, a rental if you see it on Redbox or any of the streaming services. I don't think I would necessarily buy this for anybody, or you know, buy it for, you know, I have it, but you know, if I didn't have it, I necessarily wouldn't have bought it just to watch it. I would just sit there and rent it, you know, go over the plot devices, the plot points, and stuff like that. Like I said, there is none. Um, but yeah, yeah, there's my review. And, you know, if you guys want any more reviews, follow me on Twitter at vinvin112613. I'll be there, you know, 24/7. If you guys have any comments, if you guys have any other movies that you want me to review from your past childhood, middle until now, there's going to be a lot more coming. So hope to see you guys soon. Thank you. Have a good day.